fuck's going on here?
Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
What broke him down? Was it just a body punching? I was hitting him with body punching. I heard him actually, he was crying in there. You were saying that Biggs was crying when you hit him? When did that happen? And perhaps the fourth round on.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
So that you knew you had him by that time. Absolutely, but I knew he was tough and taking those punches.
Fiancé Productions.
Making women's gestures like, oh.
Let's go, champ.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. We are back with another one. Shelly Finkel in the news did a Talk Sports podcast radio show where he said some interesting things. And I quote, Hearn and Joshua need to get off their high horse. I have no interest in going any further with them. Man. Are we ever going to get this Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua fight? This is what we're here to talk about. We're going to give you all the details to this very juicy Talk Sports interview. We're going to discuss this and obviously give our opinion on which direction these gentlemen should go. So if this is something you're interested in, something that you want to talk about, you know the number to call in is 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time. Don't forget, if you're just joining the live stream, this is an evening show for our West Coast guys still at work. Hit that thumbs up button. It helps with the visibility of the show and, it lets us know that you appreciate what it is we're doing around these parts.
I speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. I can't say it enough. I speak it, believe it.
With the stamp, 2 attempts, handed bands over. Sicko hit, shot and miss, 2 to stand over.
Turn up.
Breadwinner, huh? Look who in the building. Let me check my Instagram. I might be at 1 million.
And I'm in.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Yo, what's going on, everybody out there in the TB universe? Yeah, Shelly Finkel, man, made the news again today, coming out and said, hey, Eddie, we don't want any handouts, man. If you guys want to make a deal, come to the table like men and let's negotiate it. So, yep, we'll be breaking down the whole Talk Sport interview and giving our thoughts and opinions about it. So, if you guys like that, smash that thumbs up button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're almost like 100 away from 98,000. We need it, the support. Push it. Ron G, what's going on?
99 more people to go. So just hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell because today this is the third podcast this afternoon, today.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
I've been doing this. I ain't been up and fell off. I've been through the Lennox Lewis era, the Nassim Hamed era, the Sugar Shane Moses era, the Oscar De La Hoya era, Marquez Hunter era. I've been through all the eras, and I still been telling.
You do too much talk. The thing is this.
People want their subjective preferences to be the objective reality.
HBO needs to fire you. You don't know shit about boxing.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
What's going on, everybody? Just want to give everyone some notice that I just uploaded my interview with Richardson Hitchens. He talked about sparring with Terrence Crawford for 36 minutes because he called him a bitch, and Crawford didn't like that. So he has a fun story and talks a little bit about his wins. So check that out after the show. But here we go. More promotional fighter drama. He say, she say, phone calls, emails, meet me here, meet me there. Look, can we get these guys just to kind of come to some sort of terms? We'll pretty much go into details on what Shelly Finkel said, what he didn't want to do, and what he requested, and how there is still problems meeting up for future deals. But from that point, I'm going to pass that ball to my man, Akan. What's up?
What's up, guys? Yeah, we're back at it again. Third one today. Finkel's finally coming out, and he's finally saying something. I mean, we heard from Wilder recently. Finkel's now saying they need to come to the table. He doesn't want any more social media or media offers. So yeah, let's discuss it. See what's going on.
Mike, did you send that audio, champ? Champ.
I don't think Mac's there at the moment.
Champ taking a nap.
Oh man, he's always sleepy time. Let's see what we
No,
got.
yeah, I sent you the audio, but I sent you the short one first. But there is the long version, which is on the website.
Okay, so this player has no mute. Interesting. So you sent me the link, Mike, right?
Yes, I sent you the link because it has the full. Right? No. Just push play right there in the middle
of the article, though.
Yeah, push play right in the middle.
Yeah. No, I know. It's got that ad though. Like, it's no.
Fastest growing vehicle in small business and franchise.
Oh, can mute it.
From Eddie Hearn since the Fury.
All right, ready, steady, go.
The offer you got from Eddie Hearn since the Fury Wilder fight for now that we thought was potentially May the 18th was off. The offer that you got from Eddie Hearn, I don't want to use the word derisory, but was it nowhere in the ballpark?
Inadequate. It wasn't where you're at.
Nowhere in it. Not worth a return reply even. And I'll tell you why I'm not talking to him at all at this moment, so you know. And I've told it to people off the record, but I'll say it the way it is. When Canelo was fighting at Madison Square Garden on December 15th, that week, early in the week, Eddie called me and he said, "Can we meet?" I said, "Let's do it on the phone." He said, "Look, I have a big offer." I said, "I don't want any offers from you." I said, "The Eddie Joshua show is over. If you want to make a fight, we sit down and make a fight. We'll worry what the split is when we sit down. And then we'll go out to promote the fight to make it the biggest fight possible." He said, "That's fine with me." He says, "When do you want to meet?" I said, "I'll send you an email. I'll look at my calendar."
I want to just stop it there because it took me a while. Like, I listened to this about 4 or 5 times before I realized that this is December he's talking about. I thought this was new. Like, he's just releasing this old information now. So this was for December 15th when Canelo made his DAZN debut. Does that change anything for anybody? Or did everyone automatically know this was December he was talking about?
I think it really doesn't really change too much because we all thought that the Fury and Wilder rematch was going to happen. So we wasn't really looking at AJ. But if Hearn was really serious about getting the AJ and Wilder or AJ and Fury or AJ and White fight, they would have did negotiations like Dillian White said, because Dillian White said they've been negotiations since like September. They would have made a good enough offer to Wilder to make this fight. Don't come out with the 60-40 or 50-50 splits now when you guys have a fight, but you guys didn't want to come out with it in December. And it kind of fishy to me. I don't know, a little bit fishy.
I mean, I can tell it was around that time because he mentioned Madison Square Garden, Canelo Alvarez. I think from whatever standpoint, from a moral high ground, for whatever these guys are holding, these guys definitely need to just at some point try to come to terms and figure out whatever ego that they have needs to be set aside, because Deontay Wilder's side is going to feel their type of way and what is right, what they've done, all the hoops they went through, all the profile building, yada, yada, yada. And then the AJ side is always going to feel that they've done what they did in the past and pretty much to the A side, and pretty much we're going to have to hand out the offers and you're going to have to accept it opposed to us. So it just, they're just going to have to come to terms somehow. Someone's going to have to give. And
I don't think Finkel. I think at that point when the Canelo fight happened after the Wilder Fury fight, right? Was that not December 15th? The 15th?
Yes.
Around that date. So I think at that point, Shelly Finkel and Team Wilder were still under the impression that they're getting the Fury rematch. So I think Eddie Hearn needed to have come in with a huge offer in order for them to even consider looking at it. And knowing Eddie Hearn, from what Eddie Hearn had said, I don't think what he's been saying as of late came in back then. So I don't think he was offering the 60-40 back then, or even trying to entertain the talk of a 50-50. So I think the likeliness is that Shelly Finkel most likely wasn't actually trying to entertain Eddie Hearn at that time. And you can tell by how he's speaking in that interview that he wasn't getting back to Eddie. He wasn't trying to respond to him. He thought the offer was disrespectful. Eddie Hearn coming out in the media and saying, we just want to hear back from him. If you think the offer was bad, then just let us know. But clearly, Shelly Finkel just said he didn't feel like it needed a response.
My overall thing is I feel that both sides feel like they're not in desperation for each other. So if they need to play the long-term game, like Deontay Waters, it's been saying, like, look, I got fights for like the next 2-3 years. I'm good. And obviously Anthony Joshua has, his own fan base, his own success. So at that point, whatever he does is still going to do relatively good without Deontay Wilder, even though they want to be undisputed. They at this point, I feel like they're in a situation where they just don't feel desperate. I'm good. I don't need you. We don't need you. We would like to have you, but we're fine. Like the negotiation stuff about, I don't want to, I'm at a restaurant. Can I talk to you later? Like if you really want to get it done, like, I got
I
Shelly
just don't
Finkel on the phone.
understand like how they can keep on doing this shit and like getting away with it. You got Frank Warren coming out, Tyson Fury coming out, Wilder, Shelly Finkel, fucking Dillian White,
Lamar White.
Lamar White, all saying the same shit, bro. Like these offers you guys are presenting me are fucking not good enough.
Yeah, but Mike, I have to
The
disagree
only
with
person
that because
whoa, I'm not done yet. The only person that said it was okay was Big Baby. Then he came back and said, "No, fuck that. I need some more on top of this shit." The Zone, Eddie Hearn went in their pockets and paid the rest to Big Baby. AJ was not willing to give more of the split. So if four people are saying the same shit, damn it.
Mike, you have to understand this as well. All those four people are suddenly realizing their value in terms of AJ. They're not talking their value in terms of what they've been earning or double or triple their earnings. They're looking at AJ to determine their value.
They're looking at AJ
the offers they've made,
right? You coming to my
offers? Nah, Mike. They're looking at AJ saying, you've made X amount before. Dillian White's coming out constantly saying, I know the business. I know how much pay-per-view's making. I know how much Sky is making. I know how much they're taking. They're looking at AJ and determining their own value based on AJ. They're not saying, this is what I want. I'm coming. This is what I need. This is my own value. They're determining their value based on what they believe AJ generates. That's what it is. AJ isn't looking at Wilder. AJ isn't looking at Wilder and thinking.
Let me ask you this right here. Do you think AJ and Miller would generate more than AJ and Takium? AJ and Parker?
Wait, AJ Miller in the US over AJ Takum?
Yeah, 100%.
Thank you. So it matters about the person you're fighting. Certain people bring a certain cachet to the ring, so you got to pay them for that shit. Period.
I understand that, Mike. I understand that completely, Mike. But for example, Jarrell Miller, he's now had what a career, everyone would agree it's a career high payday for him now. DAZN came in, they topped it up based on AJ didn't want to pay him more than that. DAZN came in, topped it up allegedly. He's now had a career high payday. His value again was not assessed based on what he's done. He's never headlined the show.
Who else is having a career high payday? Huh?
No, that's what I'm trying to say to you, though. No, but Mike,
that's having a career high payday too.
Yeah, but Mike, that's what I'm trying to explain to you is this: Jarrell Miller without AJ, is he ever headlining MSG? Ever? I'm asking you the question: is he ever headlining MSG?
Without fucking Big Baby, AJ's not doing $32 million over in the States.
You don't think AJ could headline MSG against any other top 10 contender?
Who you gonna fight
any
over
other
here?
top 10 contender?
Wilder don't want to fight him. Who else is gonna fight over in America to get that buzz? Name somebody. Amir Mansour? He gonna fight Amir Mansour?
Well, my whole point is, Mike. My whole point no, not at all. But my whole point is that AJ brings that money to the table. 100%, he brings that money to the table. You have to understand what a man brings to the table. They work out their value. 100%.
The zone sit here and told them, like, we don't want that, man. We ain't really want that white fight, man. We don't want that white fight. We rather have you come over here and fight Big Baby. Fight Big Baby.
Let me interject for a second. It's just my honest opinion. I think AJ can still go to Madison Square Garden and still have an opportunity to have
who run?
100%. 100%.
So you don't want to see King
Ortiz. He sells out.
Who run?
I'm saying it. Calm down. King Kong Ortiz prior to whatever this fight was.
Based off what? His last performance?
Oh my god. No. I'm saying prior to this fight.
Now, baby.
Oh no, Mike, calm down. So if the fight was made, right? What's the criticism? Ortiz didn't take the fights that everyone wanted, right? So that fight would have been made.
Ortiz no more.
I get it. I get you. So
he's not done
about Ortiz
by all accounts.
But now you don't want to see Ortiz.
He dropped the ball Saturday night. He dropped the ball Saturday night.
Hold on, Mike.
Get him out of there and make people demand the fucking Wilder rematch. He didn't do that.
Mike, you're missing the point. The fight would have been made before this performance. Granted, the fact that if AJ had a fight with Ortiz.
Let's see what AJ and Ortiz do.
What did I say? What did I say, Mike? What did I say? Would this fight been made before he fought Christian Hammer? Okay, I was right. Ortiz and AJ would have been made prior to the Christian Hammer performance, so you wouldn't have been feeling this type of way. You would have been like, "Oh snap!"
Based off Travis Kaufman, we're gonna give Ortiz
exactly. You would have been hyped for it.
Okay.
Mike, I want to know, Mike. I want to know though.
Let's go back to the audio though.
No. He want to know something.
Mike, I want to know. Do you think AJ versus Ortiz is not doing the same numbers in MSG?
No.
What?
I think AJ and Big Baby is a big fight.
I think it does the same numbers. I think AJ is gonna sell MSG out on his own, man. You gonna sell it out?
What we're saying.
It's not that many people. It's not that big. Like dude's used to doing 90. How he can't get 20 here? Ricky Hatton brought 30. Come on, man.
I don't think he's getting 32 million. The career high payday like he ever gets Big Baby.
Oh, you talking about cash? I thought y'all was talking about ticket sales.
No, I'm talking about ticket sales. I'm saying, would he do the exact same thing?
I thought you said career high payday though. You talking about Big Baby career high payday?
Yeah, I said earlier. That's what I said earlier. But I said to you that right now, AJ can come to MSG and he can fight the top 10 and still do those same numbers in MSG.
In MSG, hell yeah, it's only 17.
Yeah, he'll probably sell out. Yeah, he'll probably sell out. But I thought you meant like as far as like revenue, like growth. Like I don't think he's gonna get 32 million. To fight
this fight is the benchmark. This fight is the start of it. So, like, the next fight is going to sell more. It's going to be like a snowball rolling down. You know what I'm saying? Until that snowball comes against the wall, it's going to crash, halt, dead, stop against a wall called Deontay Wilder.
I mean, that's if he wants that smoke, Nez. He doesn't look like he wants that smoke right now.
One, Deontay Wilder.
How far is the UK from New York?
I think it's 6 hours.
Oh, okay, that ain't bad. Yeah,
I wish I could drive there. All you can do is fly to that motherfucker.
That makes someone drive across the water. I feel you, this.
Hey, why they can't make one big bridge? Just keep going.
That's a long ass bridge. Where you gonna put a gas station at?
No, if you Google like biggest bridge in the world, I think it's China, right? They got this super long bridge, like super duper many miles. I don't know how many.
The Great Wall of China?
Nah, though. I ain't talking about no wall. Talking about no wall, but let's get back to the audio.
I sent him an email saying Friday the 14th at 3 p.m. He never responded. I never heard from him. I come home that evening, and on this...
I just want to stop right there and say I think Shelly's being a little anal, right? Friday the 14th means Eddie Hearn's fight is at the weigh-in. Eddie Hearn is being a promoter. Eddie Hearn might be busy Friday, the day before the biggest fight of his fighter's fucking career, Shelly. Maybe you shouldn't be so anal. Just maybe. Maybe you should be a little more willing to, I don't know, meet, call again, call back, send a double email. Is everything okay? Are we still on for today? Like, what's wrong with that in this world? Damn, I mean, what kind of, like, do we have to be that macho that we can't send a secondary email or second call? Like, I called Joe Smith. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't get him on. I made a typo. I gave him 2 different numbers. Oops. So I emailed again, like, hey, what's up? I'm sorry. Could we get him on tomorrow? Like, why can't we email and talk? I don't get this. But back to the audio. I mean, unless you guys have any thoughts on, the fact that it was Friday and Eddie's a promoter who's promoting a card. So I don't know why Shelly's acting.
I'm synonymous with you. Like, if you really want to try to just make the fight, like, it's just so much. I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't need you. Like, dude,
exactly.
If you want the fight, it's not that hard, man. You're just this whole thing just
contest.
Yeah, it's just too difficult. Like, oh, we can have opponents for the next 3 egos, man. This is all egos.
As they're saying in the chat, you're Dazn now.
Yeah, if you wanna watch me and Mike on Dazn along with AJ, you could just click the link in the bio below. We've been told if we sell more Dazn links than Canelo, we'll get our own show. So you gotta help us.
They put Nest 2019 over Nest 2018.
Let's go.
Phone, the answering machine was a message from him that he called at 3 o'clock. So I called him 10 that evening, and I said, Eddie, you never responded to my email. You have my office number. You have my email address. You have my mobile number. Why didn't you try any of those numbers? I can't talk now. I'm in a restaurant. I said, okay. He said, how about tomorrow? I said, what time? He says, 10 a.m. I said, I will call you at 10 a.m. I called him at 10 a.m. He never answered, never returned the call. That afternoon and evening, Joshua was interviewed at MSG and that. And he says, look, what does the guy want? I'm giving him Wembley and I'm giving it. Stop giving me. We're not looking for a handout. We're looking to make the right deal for the two fighters. And if Joshua and Eddie really want to make a deal, they get off their high horse and they say, okay, we're ready to make a deal. We're not offering you things. What do you want? That's not in their mindset, and I have no interest in going any further with it.
So I'll just say, after listening to the audio in its entirety and then realizing that both men were playing the back and forth, I don't have time game, but understanding where Shelly is coming from. I'm about to call him Shirley. See what Eddie did? Understanding where Shelly is coming from. Like, I agree. We're past offers. It's time to sit down, not leave the room until we make the fight. How does that happen? Finding out what both fighters want, what both promoters want or entities, and trying to get as close to that as possible. But one side trying to be the head honcho isn't going to work. I think we have to either look for a way to co-promote this or co-broadcast this. But there shouldn't be a one team in charge of the other, because they tried that, right? They gave Joshua an amount of money that he didn't want, and they gave Wilder an amount of money that he didn't want. So neither are willing to kind of give up their rights to whatever other business partners they have. So they got to do some sort of split. It's got to be some sort of split. And I think they just need to sit down, man. Need to sit down. But I don't get why Eddie would say, like, oh, I'm in a restaurant, why he wouldn't pick up the phone the next day. Just a lot of runaround. Why didn't he call? Now it's like back to back to back, right? Because I gave him a pass. It's like, oh, all right. He's the promoter. He's in New York City. He's with Liam Smith. I mean, excuse me, the other Liam, the other Smith. He's busy, Oh, no, it was Fielding. He's with Fielding. He's busy. He's a promoter. It's Canelo fight. It's the biggest fight. DAZN, Canelo's debut. Like, Eddie's busy. But damn, answer the shit back. I even got mad at Finkel. He says, Eddie called me at 3. I returned the call at 10. That's 7 hours, dude. That's 7 hours. Then he's like, he calls him at 10, and Eddie's like, I'm at a restaurant. I can't talk. Bro, I've been called by certain fighters. It ain't matter where I was. I'm like, oh, shit, and I'm going outside. And I get it. We on different levels, but you would figure that for the magnitude of this event, for what it means economically for both people, that Eddie would have got out of the restaurant, went outside and spoke for a little while to Shelly, and in a proper way say, hey, let's meet up tomorrow at 10 or let's talk tomorrow at 10. But even that was said, not in the proper way, but it was still said to talk at 10. And again, no 10 o'clock call, no answer. I'm telling you, that's why I said I want John Skipper to step in. Skipper needs this fight for DAZN. Let's get it. Let's get it, because obviously on the Heyman side, they're feeding Wilder this, you're good. You got fights for the next 2 years, which he does. It doesn't mean that we like those fights, though. So, Heyman is going to take care of Wilder financially. Skipper needs to come add some incentive, add a reason why Wilder would, raise his eyebrow and say, hey, Heyman, no, listen, hey, a lot of my guys are sending me links and texts, man. This offer's huge. Go check that out. Put your eyes on it. Because I think that's the only way we get these guys' attention at this point. They got to sit down, especially if it's coming from like Skipper. I think it's going to be received more. I want Shelly to receive something from DAZN.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I mean, we're in a new time of age. DAZN has a lot of money. This could be the best thing for DAZN to have, is to get this fight. And the best thing to help this negotiation is
that Mayweather Canelo fight, though.
Well,
that one,
yeah.
more subscribers.
Yeah. But either or, you can tell that these guys are not playing around. They're throwing money to make fights happen. So at this point, if they're both having contracts and negotiation things, and hopefully it's not term problems, which we might see in the future. There's going to be term problems, but DAZN can be an extra financial gain. Like, look, what do you need? Okay, what do you need? We'll be the difference. You need that amount of money. You need that amount of money. Can we do that amount of money? Let's cut some of the budgets. Eddie, we're going to have to scrap a couple cards, this, and that.
Hey, Ron, and guess what? They started that. Like, it's out there. It's public knowledge now that they've stepped in to make the big fight. So I think more fighters are going to be expecting that. Like, hold on. Let's hold on. Let's wait a little bit. Let's make DAZN sweat. Let's see if they come in with that extra big baby check, that extra Daniel Jacobs check.
Yeah, and who knows? There could be extra private entities that want to get involved too. Like, there can be money made from other places. Doesn't just have to be from the promotional sides.
Yeah.
What do you think, Akan?
Yeah, I do agree with what Nez said in terms of John Skipper does need to get involved. I think Eddie Hearn and Shelly Finkel have gone back and forth a lot. Insults have been thrown, names have been changed. If we want to see this fight this year, it's going to need like outside help. They do need to sit down. I think Eddie Hearn's come out, and it's funny because every interview he's been in this year, he said he's had no response to his emails. That he's even emailed the personal assistant to say, are his messages getting through? He's not mentioned the fact that what Shelly Finkel said in terms of he's tried to meet them. So I think both sides have tried to be, the big dog in this, and it's gonna take something else to get this done.
Yeah, man. Look.
Yo, I think John Skipper might come in, but I think based on what the Jarrell Miller and AJ fight does, it may give it a push if it does well. But if it doesn't do so well, who knows? Maybe they'll relax a little bit, let AJ fight somebody else in the fall time, and then push for that Wilder fight next year.
I mean, it could be the opposite of that, though, Mike. Think about it from this standpoint, right? It's like, yo, we've invested this money with AJ. We've made him a partner. We got this American fight, and the American crowd or public didn't react to it the way we wanted. We didn't get enough subscriptions. What could we do next? Oh, Deontay Wilder. That's what the American public wants. And maybe it'll make them go get that more, even if the big baby fight doesn't do well. Because think about it. If it does do well, are they in a hurry?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, they can only make it bigger. So that's a damn good point. But
here's another thing I was thinking of too. Look, they're looking at two fights. Like, we're already getting into this winner, blah blah blah. Then they'll do a rematch at another place. Look, there's Showtime.
That's an Eddie deal. That's totally an Eddie deal.
True.
He's trying to sell this 2-fight deal.
Granted, if there is a rematch, which would be sensible to have a rematch for these two guys, there's Fox, there's Showtime. Maybe Fox jumps in on one of them, and then Showtime helps and jumps on the second one. Like there's so many distribution parties. If they end up doing some sort of co-promotional deal, they can split parts of fights on certain networks. You get a little bit here, then you have to switch over here a little bit. I know it's annoying for us, but that seems to be the way that they're using these apps and these channels and stuff like that. And they can split some of the programming of the undercards and fights and who knows? But at this point, I feel like it's going to take 3 entities opposed to 2 to make this fight happen.
I just don't understand. February 26th, Boxing Social published a video with Eddie Hearn where Eddie Hearn in the title says Anthony Joshua can fight on ESPN. Can, not could, can fight on ESPN. So if he can fight on ESPN, then why can't he fight on Showtime? Like, isn't that where the biggest offer is at? Like, I'm not understanding. Like, they didn't take the Wilder offer because the Wilder offer was in America. Well, he's fighting in America. Like, I'm just not at this point. I mean, shouldn't they fight wherever the biggest money? Like, if Bob says, nah, I want that fight. Well, it's not a purse-based situation, but if Bob sends offers to both parties saying, hey, we'll put that fight on ESPN. Here's X amount of dollars.
What I'm not understanding is, like, if you're Dazn and like Showtime, you don't really have a app that's a sports app. You know what I'm saying? Why not allow Dazn to like stream your events for you? And if you're Dazn, why not? If you don't have like a cable TV channel, let Showtime show stuff that you're presenting. Like, why can't that deal kind of be done? It's because they're both U.S. TV rights.
I guess.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, I'm sure the fact that they just want it for their own network gains.
The only good thing of all this is that Joe McCroskey says that they can do McCloskey from DAZN.
Yep.
They said they can do business with Showtime. But they need
like, if you don't have a streaming platform like being Showtime, like you got your Showtime app, but that's just like a branch of what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like what your app is. But like far as your sports go, why not? I mean, you were invested in Strikeforce at one time. I know that's totally off subject, but if you have a streaming platform like DAZN who will give you some things like to put on your network, why not do like a partnership?
Well, remember
that they're both in the business of subscribers. So why would you put content? It's like you and me, right? Your team TVV. Why are we going to upload on IFL?
And also, if you're DAZN, surely, even though with the news of that we did the show we did earlier, we were talking about Oscar De La Hoya saying it's a 1.5 billion fight if Canelo Mayweather 2 happens. And the guy from DAZN that you just mentioned, Nez, he was saying, they can work with Showtime. I think if you're DAZN, you're not looking to work with, like, of course you want to make the AJ Wilder fight, so you're going to have to say that, but essentially you're trying to beat Showtime. You're not trying to be in a partnership with Showtime or a long-term plan or work with them or in any form of capacity other than to make this big fight.
Another thing you can look into, and I don't know how it works. I could be completely wrong, but I know when Conor McGregor and Mayweather worked things out, distribution was purchased on multiple platforms, including through UFC. So granted, I don't know if there was any type of benefits that the UFC got if you purchased through them strictly, or I don't know if they split that, but they can maybe work together, but competitively where they like, no, come to Showtime to get it here, opposed to DAZN, but they're still both promoting it. They're still cashing in it. They're both co-promoting it. And pretty much they're competing is where you get the fight at. And maybe they can do bonuses like, hey, if you come to DAZN and order the fight, you get extra weeks, months of subscription. If you come over Showtime, you can get Showtime subscriptions for this amount of time. And that you can pick what is a better deal for you. Showtime or DAZN. I don't know. I'm just trying to think.
I just don't see Showtime doing that. Could you imagine Showtime says, all right, DAZN, we both charge $100 and, we give the consumer the opportunity to go where they want. And DAZN says, cool. Here's Wilder AJ for $10 and 9 more months free. they're gonna earn a subscriber where Showtime will earn a one-time buy. You know, after 10 free months, shit. If you're DAZN and you give out 10 free months, 9 months, I mean, I will forget that charge is gonna be just auto pay. You know, that $10 is like that gym fee that you gotta fucking go over there and actually cancel.
Look, and this is just the funny thing. Like, I feel like I'm so far-fetched and I'm stretching out these crazy ideas just because I feel like what seems to be more simple is not. So we have, I feel like I have to come up with these ideas because these guys aren't even willing to sit down and talk.
Agreed.
So.
We got a super chat right now from Andre Diakonu. The men don't want to fight right now, folks. Daddy Hearn said 2020 on IFL video way back. Managers and promoters are not listening to the fans.
I have to agree with that. I think sometimes I wish that boxing was more like UFC, because if this was UFC, I think the top three, if it was a similar structure, I think the top three fighters would most likely have lost to each other already. There would have been losses. There wouldn't have been as many egos because the fans would have pushed you to fight. And if you ducked, it's a clear duck. UFC would have just said, we're making this fight versus this fight next. So I don't know if that would work in boxing. Obviously, you have a lot of the.
It will never work because it's independent contractors opposed to like a league, an organization.
It's funny that you guys are talking about that. Did you see the Max Kellerman show on ESPN? It was like a 2-minute clip. I think I put it in the production chat yesterday, and he was talking about the very same thing that, you know.
Oh yeah, of course.
All right, so you guys seen it?
He said it to me directly at the Con and Crawford. It's like they're independent contractors, siloed, separate. Pretty much everyone has their own sandbox and not playing with each other. It's just.
And then when you got 4 or 5 sanctioned bodies where you can go and get into and compete in, it really don't matter what they say over there.
Exactly, and then everyone has to benefit. They have to get the fights to benefit them based off their network. So even if it's a good fight for the general public, it may not be a great fight for the network. So then even at that point, they're always considering, like DAZN. DAZN wanted Jarrell Miller because it was better for their subscription-based network, New York fan base. Like that was a targeted pick opposed to maybe a more, I don't know, more competitive fight that fight fans may feel. So opposed to maybe getting Dillian White in Madison Square Garden, Jarrell Big Baby Miller is better for their network, their viewership, and what they're trying to attempt.
I got a crazy wish, but I just wish that they would fucking fighters would just promote and like manage themselves. So they would have to talk, and we would have to know what's really going on in negotiation. Let the lawyer handle that, but let people know what's going on behind the scenes. Because these promoters and managers are like just a little buffer for what they really got to say. So Eddie Hearn, Shelly Finkel don't like each other, and from the looks of it, they really can't do business that well with each other either. I mean, even though they did a good job with Klitschko and fucking AJ, but I guess that was one time I think.
Why we need someone to step in, bro. Someone else got to save us on this one, man.
Bring that extra money. DAZN need to cash out.
It's gonna have to be Al Heyman, Barry Hearn.
I don't remember exactly how it went down, but I mean, I'm sure together we could. I know that Al had to sit down with like Bob at a restaurant. It was like a waiter that got it. Oh no, it was like Bob and Les Moonves, actually, not even Al. It was like the head of CBS. And that's what it's gonna have to be. It's gonna have to be something like that. You know what I mean? Something out of the ordinary and dramatic to get this thing done, but it's not gonna be able to be the normal players. It's really not.
I was trying to ask Mark Taffet. You know, I wasn't getting direct answers, but I was like, dude, you've been with like Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis, Manny Pacquiao, and Floyd Mayweather. Like, what needs to be done for these heavyweight fights to happen? You know, and he just kept insinuating the fact that, look, if they really want to make the fight happen, they can. And it just really boils down to if these two guys really want to meet up, sit down, and really break down all the kinks and figure out, all right, if that's a problem for you, let's work together to figure out elsewhere if I can't afford to get it.
Here this time around, they just haven't sat down because look, everything that was a sticking point isn't anymore. Like AJ wanted it over there. Now he's fighting over here. The TV, right? Well, now Wilder said he's a network free agent, and DAZN said they're willing to work with somebody. So I think we're in a better place.
The writing's on the wall, man. Like
And
I don't see why these guys want to have an option on the second fight, which we all know is going to be a rematch. So just come back to the negotiation table and like hammer it out then. Like, why have that sticking up the first fight? I don't understand that either.
And then to be honest, look, I had my sources, but when I was over at the Laura Ortiz card over Saturday, I overheard some people talking. It wasn't on camera, but they were talking about Charlo and Triple G maybe going to DAZN, and they were asking like, "Look, would you be okay with Charlo like going over and stuff?" And the response was like, "Well, of course we wouldn't like it, but we're not gonna like, restrict it. That'd be great." And you just kind of see like, we want it. We don't want him to go, but we're not going to hold him back. There is some room. There's some leniency that these guys can do to make these fights. It's just a matter of them meeting up together and figure out what they need for their networks, and maybe they need to loan some fights and stuff.
But I also think the fighters need to take more control of their careers. It sounds crazy, but it just seems like there's a lot of, obviously you have Shelly Finkel, you have managers, you have promoters, you have a team of people that are essentially managing the interest of the fighters. But I feel like the fighters need to be more like Floyd Mayweather. I know you can't be like Floyd Mayweather because he changed the game, but he was in full control. He kind of, as much as he was hated and loved at the same time, it was like he was in full control of his career. You couldn't tell him what fight to take or what fight not to take. If someone called him a duck, he was going to go take that fight.
Can I interrupt real quick? So to be Floyd Mayweather,
Hold on, can I interrupt real quick?
Let me just
read. We do cover most shit, bro. Okay. Check out the motherfucking Flagship Thursday, Flagship Sunday. We cover all boxing all day, all the time. Check out this morning. Don't come here with that bullshit. And man, we got 400 and people. What the fuck?
Yo, Mike,
we got 403 watching and 75 thumbs up. What the fuck is going on? You guys coming in shoplifting again? Please smash the thumbs up button. It helps with the visibility of the show. If you want us to grow and be bigger, smash the damn thumbs up button. Let's go.
Yo, sorry, Akon, what were you saying? I literally what was the last thing you said, Akon?
Fighters taking more control of
now
career.
I remember. All right. Thank you, Akon. Thank you, Mike, for that too. For you guys hit the likes to support us. People criticize Wilder to do the model that Floyd Mayweather wants to do or did. In order to become Floyd Mayweather, you have to do what Wilder's doing, essentially not sign over your rights to multiple fight deals or be set to a network. Like, that's the irony. You got to do what Floyd Mayweather needs to do. So Wilder doesn't want to do anything but follow that formula, the PBC side. I have my own agency. I can go wherever I want on stuff. Ideally, that's what he's doing. You know what I mean? To a degree.
You could go anywhere you want. Well, then go somewhere. Let's see it. Get that bread they offering somewhere.
Yep. And what ticed Mayweather to work out with Showtime is they cashed him out for what, a 6-fight deal or something? They banked, cashed him out, 6-fight deal, work it out here. Obviously, we got the Manny Pacquiao fight included. It's no different kind of what they did with Tyson Fury with this alleged 5-fight deal with this up to $100 and something million.
I completely agree, Ron, but I also feel though that how it is now, and from Deontay Wilder when he called in, and what he did, the interview he did with Blue Blood Sports, I just feel like unless Team AJ is bringing 50-50 to the table, we're not getting that fight. But I think, and I don't think it's because I honestly think it's mainly because of how the relations have gone on. I think Wilder's realized he's done well with Fury. His profile's risen. He's on a lot of commercials now too. So he's not in the same position he was before. And then when you think about how messy it got too, I genuinely believe from their point, it's like, if it's not 50-50, it's not happening. The first fight has to be 50-50. I don't think they're going to entertain any other form of conversation, because Shelly Finkel's come out and said, oh, we don't want any handouts. So that means that the potential 60-40, he's essentially responding to that too, saying we don't want that. Deontay Wilder said the same thing. They know exactly what we want. We want it right down the middle. So I feel like if it's not 50-50, that fight's not going to happen.
Hey, Ness, when we go to callers, just take the Patreon only callers. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even at 200 thumbs up. No need to fuck with these other people. They ain't supporting anyway. Also, I can go do more research on some betting shows this Friday and try to win some money. You know what I'm saying? It's things to do than sit here and talk to people that don't support us. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Look, I think the general concept at this point is when you think about this fight, sure, you think 60-40. You think, oh, when you beat, let's say like you beat Anthony Joshua, or you beat him twice, you become the A side. Like, just take the money you get. Outside on the horizon, let's say Deontay Wilder would beat Anthony Joshua twice, right? Can he generate this amount of money after beating Anthony Joshua with anyone else, really? Because this is the super fight. You know what I mean? Like, Mayweather can't really generate more money than he did when he fought Manny Pacquiao, than Manny Pacquiao again. And he was luckily able to get Conor McGregor. But when you reach that pinnacle, the career high fight, this is probably where you can make most of your money in your career at this one lump sum, unless there's another heavyweight that comes down later in the line. We're not really seeing a super fight besides this. Now we're looking at Tyson Fury a little bit, but I think that's where people have to look at. Like, this is for the kahunas, not just for the belts, but maybe majority of your money. So they're really picking this apart properly, because even if Anthony Joshua beats Deontay Wilder twice, and he's still a big success, I don't know if he'll make more money than he ever will outside of this big undisputed fight. That's why there's so much attention on this. This is why they're very specific on getting this right, and everything else is like, you know what, we can make this money more likely at other times. So this is a super fight. This is going to make more money than they'll probably make 3-4. Like, think about it. People say Deontay has to fight 2-3 times to make up the Anthony Joshua fight money. You get to fight this dude one time and make 3 fights worth of money, So there's a lot of specifics that these two guys you can make a case for, because they're going to make their kickback, retirement money, feedback. That's why they're talking $50 million. Give me $50 million. Or, give me this flat, all these crazy stuff, because they know this is the fight that can do it.
I just think in the back of someone's mind, they think that the fight is bigger next year. I don't know, man.
I mean, undoubtedly, it is bigger next year.
The marination formula, right?
Exactly.
Look, if we get Big Baby and then Luis Ortiz for AJ, and then we get Brazil and Dillian White for Wilder, and then next year we talking again, about whether or not they're going to face each other, man.
I mean, it may be I just want to know how that situation with the WBO going to play out after Usyk, who's probably going to be the favorite against Povetkin. Will they call for his mandatory shot, or will Dillian White get that shot? And if you're Dillian White, you have Wilder and AJ on the table. Who do you go with? We got a super chat from Ohio.
You got to that one?
Yes, sir. We got one from Ohio Run Boxing, showing love. Big ups to you, brother. And he sent another one out, man. Good looking Ohio Run Boxing. We appreciate
Mike, what you said.
Support. The support. And he smacked that thumbs up.
Yeah, Mike, what you said about Dillian White, it's I think at that point I wouldn't be surprised if he does take the AJ fight, because he did say with this whole issue that he had with the rematches that he doesn't mind waiting until he's the mandatory, because then if he beats AJ, he doesn't need to give him a rematch. The rematch will be on his terms. They have to come to him. So I think that's when he'll probably look at, okay, which one can actually give me more money? If I'm going to lose, do you know what I mean?
Eddie Hearn and you're with and you're co-promoting Usyk, do you kind of push him like, hey man, yeah, you can go and get that WBO mandatory this year, because anytime you move up and wait, the WBO, when you move up in the WBO, you're the automatic mandatory whenever you want to call for it.
You could do that at WBC too.
Oh, you can WBC?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
He could come for Wilder if he wanted it. But let's go out to the callers, man. We said enough. You guys know what we talked about. It's definitely on you to give us your opinions. And yeah, man. Let's do it.
Hey, what about if they want to watch some good fights on like a nice platform? Where do they go and how do they sign up?
Or they could use the link in the description below if they want Dazn, or they can head on over to ThaBoxingvoice.com/affiliate sponsor. Click on that Showtime banner and get a 7-day free trial, something like that, or a month free trial of Showtime.
I thought it was a month.
One of those, champ. I've been signed up to Showtime for many, many years. It's been a long time since I had to sign up.
Remember, 5 stars on iTunes.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Going out to our mastermind, Joseph in Texas. Talk to me.
What's going on, Joseph?
What up, TBV? What's up, guys? You know, this whole situation, man, is just starting to get real frustrating because, you know, it's like, it's almost like we're at the Mayweather-Pacquiao again. You know, granted, it hasn't been as long, but you know what? And a lot of it, I don't blame on Wilder. Wilder has conceded everything. His management maybe failed him a little bit. You know, like with Shelly Finkel, like Ness was explaining. You know, there hasn't been the effort, and I think there's a lot of animosity between the management teams and I'd love for Wilder just to take his own initiative and say and just you know what I mean. Because I think Deontay Wilder is the key to getting away from this string of waiting for big fights and waiting for big fights and waiting for Mayweather Pacquiao, waiting for Canelo Triple G. You know, waiting. I think he can unlock this key if he can just get. It's like you guys said, maybe him and AJ just need to meet face to face and say, hey, you know what? We both want this. We both think we're the best. Let's make this happen.
Joseph, that's what it's going to take, Joseph. That's what it's going to take. Face-to-face meeting at a basketball game, football game, something.
Or at least get him on the show. Like, we got to get Eddie to get AJ on the show. We get Wilder on the show. Let them talk.
AJ's never calling in. Trust me, never calling in.
Because I don't believe that either one of them. I truly believe that they both believe they can beat each other. There's too many people around this.
Cut it. Going out to R&V and the NO. Mastermind, pound for pound.
What's
Yes,
up?
sir.
Hey, I think I figured out my intro. Me and Mike was testing some shit out, so I'm gonna send you something real soon. Gotta mix it up.
Yeah. I heard you wore it.
Yeah, I got a little fantasy proposition that y'all might want to chew on. First, let me ask one quick question: is Usyk signed to the zone?
Yeah.
U.S. rights.
It's technically matchroom boxing.
U.S. rights are going to be on the zone. Yes, sir.
Okay. What if Wilder lost weight and put up the heavyweight, and Usyk put up all the cruiserweight belts?
Usyk is now campaigning at heavyweight. I don't think he vacated those belts yet, but as soon as he fight Povetkin, those belts should be vacated.
Okay. So that's how it is. No matter if you fight another weight class, you gotta vacate all of them.
I mean, if you ain't defending them in like 6, 7, 8, 9 months, then yeah, you gotta do something.
Okay. Because I would love, because you know Wilder could lose that. Could he lose that? You think Wilder could lose that weight to get all them belts? I mean, that would make it even more.
Why go back when you're already the king of the mountain?
What? I wouldn't consider that back. I just consider it more another leverage tool.
They don't do nothing for Wilder's resume, for his achievements. I mean, it look good on paper, but at the end of the day, we want to see Wilder beat Fury up again. We want to see Wilder beat AJ up again. We want to see Wilder knock out Dillian White. We don't want to see Wilder fight Usyk. If Usyk want Wilder fight me at heavyweight.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and defend you, R&V. Wilder has been on record saying that once he becomes undisputed on heavyweight, he'll lose weight and come down and do it at cruiserweight because he would like to be on the pound for pound.
But not right now.
So we're going to go out to Boomerang Status Canadian Jose.
Popping all this champagne, popping all this rosé, getting money like Jose, chain code Norway, shorty want that foreplay, I'm like, no way, gotta rock it like Coldplay, killing it,
OJ.
It's like Green Bay, call me Aaron Rodgers.
That's my shit right there, man. Killing it like OJ. WBC champion of the world.
Who,
Canadian,
Mike,
motherfucking Jose.
Who is that? It's the champ? Okay.
Local. Every time I call in, man, you know, I feel like $1 million. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm gonna deliver that victory for you boys, man. Don't.
Hey, man, you fight how you feel, baby. You fight how you feel.
Oh, I feel good. I feel great. You have no idea, man. I feel good. Shout out to my boy, to one of my biggest fans out there, Javi. Javi, you're my boy, bro. I'm gonna bring you a T-shirt. Don't worry, your Team Loco. I got you. He sends me ton text messages begging me to get the T-shirt, but I'll bring it for him. I'll bring it for him. I even agreed to let him use it as a nightgown while we're there. Fuck it, who cares, man? If he wants to do what he wants to do, it's all good. Anyway, you know what? This whole Dazn thing, man. I just wish that guys like Wilder more than anything would tell a guy like Finkel and Heyman, like, this is his life, man. These guys are costing him potentially, like, you know, tens and tens of millions of dollars, right? They don't really care about Wilder. They just care about their own interest. And the reality is, if Wilder happens to stumble and lose to one of these,
I disagree. I think he's trying to maximize for Wilder.
Yeah, but Ness, the problem is this: if Anthony Joshua happens to lose, guess what? That rematch is going to be big, man.
Brother, Evander Holyfield lost, Mike Tyson lost, George Foreman lost, Muhammad Ali lost, Joe Frazier lost. Like, every heavyweight lost, doggy.
Now, what he's saying, the Miller rematch would be huge.
Minus Rocky.
But what I'm saying is, Ness, all those guys are at the Joshua level. Unfortunately, it pains me to tell you, Wilder is not a Holyfield. Wilder is not a Tyson. Wilder is not a household name, bro. And if he loses, that's it. He loses. Tyson Fury is just as equal as big of a matchup for Joshua as Wilder is, man. The one slip up will cost him 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, $100 million, man. It's just not fair. It just seems like such a good guy, such a good champion, the people's champ. And I just feel like it's you know, just bad management, man. Give this guy a fucking fight.
Cut it.
Joshua, New Orleans, talk to me.
Yeah, chill out, Jay. You can hear me?
What's going on, Joshua? Yeah, man, we hear you loud and clear, big dog. What's going on, Pippin?
All right, there's my kids in the back. I ain't one of
It's
them.
all good, man. Love kids, man.
Right,
Love the kid.
I don't see why we still talking about Wilder not being a household name. I think that's pretty redundant at this point in time for people even fix their lips to say that, because Wilder has clearly became the guy to fight in the heavyweight division. Everybody needs to fight Wilder. So for somebody to say he's not a household name, I think that's just stupid for them to even be talking.
I mean, you know how us Americans do. We laugh at Canadians, so no big deal.
Okay, and I know how us Americans do as well. Like, I called in last night, and we talking about Luis Ortiz because they didn't care for his performance. But I'm gonna still say none of the top heavyweights want to fight him or got in the ring with him except Deontay Wilder. So American fans are just, I mean, that's the shit they bring to the table. The difference from UK fans is they ride behind their dude no matter what, wrong or right. Like a Khan, I haven't heard him mention anything about the fact that Eddie Hearn hasn't returned Shelly phone calls or when he spoke to try to reach out to him.
See, that's where you're wrong though, because I said that Eddie Hearn in his interviews post the December Canelo Fielding fight didn't actually mention the fact that he arranged to meet with Shelly Finkel. So if you'd listened to the start of the show, you would have heard me say that.
All right, well, I missed that. I'm coming for you, and I ain't even heard the whole show. You right. You got that. I'll come for you for another day. My whole take up on it is I hear people speaking up on this rematch. I don't think it's going to be a rematch. I think once Anthony Joshua get a case of that right hand, he will go down, and he probably won't want to fight again, just like Tyson Fury. So it may be a one and done type of thing. And I guess the deal got to make sense.
Cut it.
Oh yeah, quick news and notes. We got Virgil Hunter scheduled Wednesday morning, 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. So watch out for that interview and check it out. Yeah, but final thoughts on this topic is
I have to. Oh, go ahead.
Shelly Finkel. I mean, it's a lot of going back and forth. You guys just need to sit down, make the fight happen. Quit with all this. I'm the big dog, and I don't know I'm the big dog. But yeah, just make it happen. Both guys will be free after June 1st. So let's see how it goes, man. Hopefully we can get this fight in the fall time. But follow me on IG at Gross1911 or on Twitter at Gross2312.
Yep, you can find it Ron GFIQ. Just echoing what Mike says. Look, pick your side, but understand that it's both sides that need to sit down and get this shit together. Because us as fight fans, we're not getting what we want. But outside that, Shout out to Jack the Truth. I think he'll probably get some interviews coming up soon, some upcoming fights. I'm still uploading. If you haven't seen tons of interviews on the YouTube channel, also go to the Patreon, / the Boxing Voice, because we gave a little sneak peek of last year's Border Wars, right? We already uploaded. There's an epilogue. If you guys haven't seen anything Border Wars related, like the champ Jose, who always comes in, you can see what these guys go through. Border Wars, they talk it, but they also decide to get up, work out, and actually get in the ring, mouth guard, everything, punch each other in the face. So there's a little prelude of what happened last time, and they've uploaded, and a little bit of appreciation night, the previous one. So we're looking to get some appreciation nights going for you guys.
And I cannot stress it enough, man. A thumbs up goes a long, long way. Not only on this video, but on all videos, man. Just helps us be more visible and more apparent in the boxing world, man. Because come on, let's be honest. What other boxing podcasts give you 3 shows a day? 1 in the morning, every morning, 9 o'clock. Thursday and Sunday, it's like clockwork, man. Anytime you set your clock for 7 o'clock Thursday or Sunday p.m. Eastern time, you can always count on us being live. So with that being said, smash the thumbs up, tell a friend to tell a friend about us so we can get to that 100,000 mark. And yeah, man, just share the show, man. Let's do something special with this show.
Yeah, it's been another good show, guys. The Boxing Voice is putting in work, so try to support it as much as you can. Yeah, look forward to the next one.
I'm your host, Nesta Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter @NestGTO. John Skipper, save us. Peace.